Good evening, dear all. People from India, Malaysia, and all the other places of the world. तकसीम कीजिए हमारा खुशामदीद वेलकम सत श्री अकाल केम छो देश के धड़कते दिल और झीलों की नगरी भोपाल से. This is your host and host Shuchi Shukla, who you have seen and heard often. पर आज बात कुछ और है. Today the shine in my eyes and pride on my face is special. Simply because today I'm not just hosting for participants. Rather, I am presenting and showcasing my own. This students is special is really special because today I'm hosting my own students who I'm very proud of for obvious reasons, obviously. And this has become possible only because of Sapna ji and UBI. UBI, as you all know, is an international forum, which is a thriving community of nearly 10,000 enthusiastic artists. We host a free blogging platform, www.unitedbyink.org, for writers and creative source. We also provide pre and post publishing support, marketing support, distribution support to creative enthusiasts, translation and proofreading services, UBI Learning Labs programs, or other things we are into. So if you want to know what is there in store for you, join our community and know more about our activities and events. Without wasting any time, let us come back to the scenario today. Students Special. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you the first participant of the evening, Avni Bansal. This young girl from grade 9 who gives her 100% in whatever she does. She's an art enthusiast who likes sunsets, clouds, because they tell stories to her. Bengal girl, because I believe in the same, you know that. Listening to countryside music, writing about even the smallest of the things possible around her, and even debating her heart out gives her a kick. Do not go by her age. She's in grade 9. She's a young girl. Don't go by her age. She's very deceptive because she believes that being observing things around you, talking things out can lead to any solutions of any kind of problem. So, Avnidia, tell me something. I have said enough about you being a mature head on young shoulders. What do you feel about growing up, Avni? What do you feel about
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Suchi ma'am. Good evening, all of you. The first thing I'd like to do would be to thank United by Ink for giving me this platform. I am super grateful to Suchi ma'am, Sapna ma'am, Shyam sir, because for us as students, events like an open mic, being so thin on the ground, act as a tunnel to exploring and expressing ourselves. My first piece is a little distinctive to me. It is about how, throughout the journey of growing and blossoming, the core of me has remained the same and will remain the same. From pretending to be asleep in the car to being always sleepy, from learning about homophones to different meanings for creepy, from playing dumb ways to die to waiting for time to pass by, from dancing to Radha Teri Chandri with every ounce of energy I had, to fear over listening the song when it plays, from wanting all that attention to myself to feeling guilty when more of me says, from rubber balls and broken dolls to wanting to be in quiet halls, from hating wearing skivvies with all my heart and when hurt, tear the world apart, to buying so many turtlenecks alone and keep scribbling little notes on my phone, from being awestruck with that one pen that had so many colors, to misplacing the caps of each pen and having to borrow from others, from playing in front of the faces I've seen for the first time, to being quiet and unable to skip a long line, from making rainbows with the sun half cut at the side, to doing the littlest productive thing and full-fledged myself with pride, from jingle tones and Chota Bheem to being scared of my own dream, from having my wild rage contained, now I know that I have changed. But I still make wishes on fallen eyelashes. Still, I play with cell phone flashes. Still, I find shapes in clouds, and still, I get lost in colossal clouds. Still, I sing the whole alphabets to get to one, and I still can't stop working on a piece once begun. So I guess while my world turns upside down, while I take a little stroll around, while every atom of me progresses and every part of me untresses, the very core of me remains same, and it is on me to take this blame. Thank you.
Wonderful, Avni. And I had always known that you are grown up, though you might look like a child. Um, Continuing with the evening today, I also know that there resides in you a pure romantic who finds beauty in the objects of nature, who finds that stories are being told by things around you and all that. But just, I do it sometimes, so I just curiously am asking you: have you ever stargazed at night? Have you seen at this sheer expanse of beauty in the night sky, and then you talk about what does this uh, word night evoke in you? What do you feel about? And ladies and gentlemen, all the audience out there, this girl, Avni Bansal, talks a lot of sense. So when she says she has observed night, you better watch it, you better hear it. Avni, all yours.
On the same lines, ma'am, I do stargaze, and when I look at the dead night, I not only see darkness, but I also see how, when we cater to a problem, it seems vast and undoable. But as we approach it step by step, giving time to each factor, we find our way out, right? We stop ourselves from drowning into the huge mess. And that's exactly how, when you look at the sky, you don't see a lot of stars at first, but as you try to find them, you find your way. My piece goes like this. I look into the dead night, and for once, I do not see it bright. As a whole, not one star in my range, and for a moment there, I find it strange. But as I find time and look with peace, through the sounds of insects, bats, and trees, I realize that the stars were already there. And all it needed was a nice long stare, just enough for my eyes to adjust and just enough for my heart to build trust. And my focus to be narrowed toward each star, not seeing the picture from afar, but be serene enough to realize that all the pretty doesn't take might. It takes time, and it takes attention for each star to make the dark look a little less bizarre. Now, this night wasn't exactly the picture perfect time. Not very pretty, unworthy of the hype, but why I still zillingly write about it today is because there is not one night when unbothered I lay, knowing that the stars are there for me as buoyant branches in the big black sea. And only if I find these stars within waters, with patience and peace, I'll travel through horrors. The dead night will be pretty to me. From drowning, a swim will free. Thank you.
Marvelous, Avni. You have made me feel so, so proud. I always knew that you are a good observer and a good and Sapnaji, you will agree with me. Hearing my first student, you will understand why I feel so proud of all of them. And as the evening continues, audience, you'll be agreeing with me, seconding my thoughts that yes, these young kids are definitely to be proud of. Those of you who have heard me earlier hosting UBI open mics will know that every time some performer says a piece, I give my input on that, either written by me or by somebody else. But today, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to dilute the efforts and efficacy of these young people. So I am not going to say anything else about what Avni said. You bask in her glory and let her shine tonight. So no comments from my side. And right away, people, I am going to introduce you to the second participant of the evening. If Avni is a silent, keen observer, this is a vivacious young sports enthusiast, a girl called Anya Nirvikar. This girl also studies in grade 9, is a young girl, but don't go by the appearances. Again, deceptive. She carries a very mature head on her shoulders. Like she's the vice president of the Interact Club, sponsored by the Rotary Club of Bhopal. And Anya, if I may tell you, 2 years of my high school, I too was a president of the Interact Club in my city. So when I saw this, I was so happy to find a connect in you. And if Avni finds stories in clouds like me, you were the president and vice president of Interact Club, like me. I'm feeling so much of my reflection in my girls, and I'm feeling so proud to present you to the world. When you heard Avni, she was talking about growing up, she was talking about what does growing up means to you. So Anya, if I ask you, what do you feel about this concept of carrying a child within you or being a child all your life? What's your take on that?
Good evening, Suchi ma'am, and the dear audiences for cheering us up. I would like to express special gratitude towards Shamsur, Sapna ma'am, and the prestigious platform of UBI. I am glad that today I got such a wonderful opportunity to be sharing this UBI stage with my fellow mates. Poetry has always been something that I have adored. With similes and metaphor, it's a poet's heart out in black and white. Before I begin, I would like to give you all a little brief about my poem. And here I begin with my rhyming words as an answer to what you just asked me, ma'am. Child within me. My poem has an essence of the child within all of us. My emphasis is on letting the child live within you. Also, in a way, let the children make the best of their childhood and not restrict themselves within the four walls with gadgets. With each passing day, one will grow, but let the child within you never get old. So here I start with my rhyming words. The elders say, let the child within us never go. But then, why do they ask us to grow? I am a child. I wish to play. But I have gadgets that have taken away my sandpit and my clay. I don't understand if I am young or old, but for sure, this age is gold. Gold that shines and is as soft that it can take any shape. We are fresh, innocent, and are never fake. Live your age, as this age will never come back. Tomorrow, these little shoes will be a part of some old shoe rack. Run, play, dance to all the moments of life. Be happy and be gay. Let's be a child again on nights and on days. Thank you so much, everyone.
Very well said. Though for the world you might be a child, but you have said by your poetry, by your pen, that you are far beyond what you are appearing to be. Anya, talking to you, I remember since I'm an English teacher, and you know, an English teacher is always an English teacher. I said that I won't be quoting anybody else, but I can't help quoting William Wordsworth here. Once he said, how beautiful is the rain after the dust and heat in the broad and fairy street. In the narrow lane, how beautiful is the rain. How it clatters along the roofs like the tramp of hoops. How it gushes and struggles out from the throat of overflowing sprout. What do you feel about monsoons? Bhopal is soon to hit the monsoons. What about your monsoon take or your take on this rainy season? What do you feel about it?
Ma'am, I'll give you my answer through my rhyming words again. And I personally, I just love monsoons. I love the smell of rain. So now my next poem welcomes the monsoon. It has personification that makes us all feel the pleasant breeze of monsoons. When I say us, I mean creatures on the earth. I would urge you all to close your eyes and listen to my words and feel the beauty of rain. So here I begin. Monsoon. With thirsty eyes, the earth shivering in pain, pleading to God for rain. Looking at the white windy clouds to turn black. Almighty, what is the jack? And when I see it coming, I wait for that first drop of light dew, that drop that will deepen the ridge between life and death, that will bring thousands of breath. The first bloom which took away all the gloom. When the largest and the tallest of trees, the trees Going happily, welcoming the rain. They know now there will be no pain. The moist wind, the mud-laden kind, with open arms I welcome you. The monsoons have arrived. I see the children in colorful raincoats. I see them enjoying making paper boats. Monsoon has arrived again this year and has made everyone's weight disappear. Let's live every moment. Let's feel every rain. Let's be the most of it. And this time will never come again. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Anya. Thank you so much for this beautiful piece on monsoon. In this heat, scorching heat, it comes as a fresh wind of change. And to my dear audience out there, all of you who are listening, the young people who are listening, these people who are reciting their pieces to you are amongst you, are one of you. So when you are listening to them, it's your time to decide, pick up your pen, a brush, whatever you feel like expressing as an artist, UBI has some corner for you. As an artist, as a photographer, as a performer, you want to do something, UBI will provide a platform to you. Connect to us and show the world that you don't need to be an adult to tell the world that you know. You might know it even when you are considered a kid, kiddos, right? Now, as if I am continuing with the tradition of holding the class 9 girls only, I present to you my ever optimist, happy go lucky girl who finds a reason to be happy in everything she encounters. Priyal Kapoor. She likes observing life around her and she believes that everything has some or the other kind of learning in it. And when you learn, you feel happy. Do not think I'm boasting if I say that she's a voracious reader who finds pleasure in the fictional world of novels. She reads. She actually reads. And if you think she's a nerd, geeky person who reads and only reads, no way. People, she's a she's an accomplished Bharatanatyam dancer as well. Okay, so Priyal, talking to you, um, I know you observe things so very keenly. You observe people around you. You are sensitive to things happening around you. So many a times, Priyal, we ask people questions like, "How are you?" And they say, "I'm fine." How many times, Priyal, or do you believe them that they are fine? Or what do you actually think about this statement, the cliche statement, which comes as an automated reply as I am fine? What is I am fine to you? Tell me, Priyal.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, before starting anything, I would like to extend my gratitude towards the UBI team, Sapna ma'am, Sham sir, and my Suchi ma'am for helping me throughout and giving me this amazing opportunity to present my thoughts to you. As an answer to what Suchi ma'am asked, the statement "I'm fine" has thousands of feelings and emotions behind it. I myself had tried to romanticize a very special situation in my life into a poem titled as "I'm Fine." So here I go. The last time I saw you, I was driving away. I looked back, but you were not looking my way. This might just be a joke. The next time I'll open my eyes, you'll be beside me, but not long after the brake was hit hard. My eyes opened, and of course, in the car, it was I only. The drive should not have been that long. The house was where I always prayed to go. How could you smile and wave at the car? You did not even ask if I wanted to say no. I did not know what was happening, even if the car was heading to the right destination. I only knew how much it stung to see and leave without answers. The road seemed endless. Hell, was it yet another nightmare? How am I supposed to clean this mess when you were a dream snatched from my hands and left alone? It was just last night I was on your arm, sleeping peacefully, although she was still out there. Waking without you in bed, I was still calm, hands and eyes, fingers crossed, hoping you were not out there with her. Ever seen a toddler trying to walk for the first time? precariously balancing yet determined, enchanting his mother's name like a hymn. Falling and hurting is how he learns, and was that how I was supposed to feel leaving you? I knew I had no choice but to look ahead, hoping this was going to be a new chapter fresh. But then why did it give me chills down my spine? God, leave it. I'm fine. Thank you so much.
Very well said, Priyal. Um, I know that you have a very profound understanding of life around you. And I am sure that you might have noticed around you the changes, the things that have been happening around you during the COVID times, pre-COVID times, post-COVID times, and all that. And as the popular saying goes, that the change is the only constant. Nothing remains forever. Things change. And when they change positively, they become evolution. So I would like to know from somebody, a thinker like you, what do you feel about changes around you?
Right, ma'am. So I luckily have written another poem on the topic changes, although it is more specified to the changes and variations in the communication over the generations. So I would like to go ahead with one of my poems, Changes. From the slips of parchment tied to the bird's leg to the popping of the notification, from long, long letters about their day to longer texts for apologization. It was just like yesterday that the birds flew with the messages, and now maybe there are no birds hanging along, but the talks continue with the same percentage of joy and happiness from sad to calmness. Through the letters of love to impetus to a wall, through the passing generations of the kings and the priests, each letter came with a unique feeling. Some were kept precious while others were torn to pieces more. One day, the way they wrote became the way they typed, holding on to each word, pressing onto the corners of the yet to be occurred. The way that talking changes, the way what they say ranges, the importance remains undisturbed. From piece to piece, text to text, call to call, letter to letter, the love remains unbothered. However, the way they said, the way I read, the sadness, the happiness, the joy, the disappointment, the hate, the love, the light, each emotion that had to be communicated is done. And that is how our relationship works unbroken. Thank you so much, everybody.
Wonderful, wonderful. So very, very nicely penned, Priyal. And all three girls of you, all of you have made me so happy. I'm going to recommend that all your English teachers should give you +5 in the forthcoming examination. You deserve at least that with your efforts. This platform is fine and you perform, that's okay. But marks also matter. So let's go for +5, +10 in our forthcoming examinations from our English teachers. Let's do this in the school itself, right? When the school reopens for you. Okay, so continuing further. Finally breaking the monopoly of these grade 9 girls, I present to you one of my most favorite performers from grade 12 of my school. Lazy, of course, but as his name is, unique, unparalleled in whatever he does. This handsome hunk here aces drama like anything. He's a treat to the eye when he's on the stage, and I almost love it when he owns the stage. He dances, he acts, he sings, he raps, he writes, and what not he does. Despite all this, people, let me tell you, he studies as well in my class. And I tell you, that's not easy. But jokes apart. Everyone in this life, Apratim, is driven by some motivation, some motive or something. I know you so closely. I have been associated with you so closely. What is your kick in life? What are motivations or motives to you in life, Apratim? All over to you. And mind it, you're coming after three very beautiful girls who have done a beautiful job. So the showstopper, Apratim, prove your name. The stage belongs to you.
Thank you, Suchi ma'am. And again, to extend my thanks to Shyam sir and Sapna ma'am for this grand platform. I am extremely happy that I've been given this platform, and motives or motivations. They are something that actually push you, and motives basically comes from imagination, from what you see. And for me, poetry, may it be writing, has been a motive because I needed something to vent. And when you don't have someone, you find for some things. So I came up with this poetry and with writing called Motives during the lockdown time, which goes like, everything seem everything seems to be rude, but all we think is pure. That is a misunderstanding within us, I'm pretty sure. We try helping others and others seem to try. But the difference is that we do it for friendship, and others hangs favor on our heads. Don't know why. People see the negative in everything we do. Kindness is a feeling, not an incentive for you. We keep promises, we try to help. We never thought of a payback, as we want happiness to stay with you. You try to be kind, but I know there's a reason behind. The deeds you did are the sins of your life. We live a lie giving you chances. We try to cope with the marks that were your nuances. Would do anything for your dreams to come true, because for me, it was never me and you. I only wanted you to be by my side and not your heart with all your cries. All you do is pretend just to be labeled as a good friend, to be the best in people's eyes. You used me, left me to cry. All we know, the truth, that you hide behind the eloped mask of kindness. You always had a reason for trying, doing things to get something in return. This is something we can never unlearn. We keep thinking we have a motive. Our acts of kindness were nothing but supportive. Your delight, your delight brought light into our life. The love adjacent brought incitement to thrive. These are the two sides of the same coin, my friend. But through this, the humanity will never die. This world becomes a better place at last when a smile arises on your face. People living in this world are together. People in this world are fighting like forever. I am the one who believes peace to be in favor every time, or maybe never. Life matters to people who tend to die. Death matters to people who once did lie. I am the one who believes truth to be by my side in sea waves, or in waves, or in tides. We improve every day, we develop every minute, we grow every second and see every menace. We ignore every moment, we expose our chances. We wait for that one moment. We live waiting for the closest. Everything seems to be rude. I say it again, my friends, but all we think is pure. That is a misunderstanding within us. I'm pretty sure we try helping others and others seem to try, but the difference is that we do it for friendship and others hang favors on our head. Don't know why. We have feelings that come out. I don't know why. Some people see while others keep trying. Trying is better than nothing, but fake dumping is still a big crime. We live in this creation people call life. I kind of thought of ending it. Well, that once was my war cry. Nothing much rhymes now. Nothing seems to have a meaning. All a person thinks of is declining, survivors, and endless earning. Not only poor, but even the rich goes through slavery. The only difference is that one gets the wage and the other gets the ability to provide it. What is the reason that the rich keeps it to himself? Doesn't he think if it was him, he would have given thyself? As quoted, nothing makes much sense, but I stand here, gasping, staring, waiting, and believing to get a reason. Why this destination? Reason, a motive. Why this destination and the way to it is filled with destruction. All I need is a reason, a motive to live, a reason, a motive to die, a reason to love, even a reason to destroy. All the human mankind left, led, and rest. Wait for a reason. They wait for a motive to be human again. We all are trying to be a human again. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. So that's, audience, I told you that when I present to you these young people, Don't think they'll talk about only heartbreak. They'll talk about only gadgets. They'll talk about only what the Insta things around. These young people think, these young people write on issues which touch their heart. And I'm so sure that in the audience, so many more of you are there waiting for your chance to come up. So, what are you waiting for? Don't wait. Don't wait. Connect with us and show to the world how you feel about things happening around you. Um, Guys, you have made me really, really very happy. And I think, as the format of the program is, the host also says a couple of lines or a creative piece. I am not as good as you, and don't you dare judge me because you'll meet me in a couple of days in the uh, school compound. So you dare not judge me. But since the protocol is, the format is, I'll also recite a small little poem. And in person, you can give me a feedback that where I could have been a little bit better, right? Do give me that insight when we meet in person. Okay. So a small little piece from my side to all of you, because I believe that open mics are not only to celebrate sadness. Open mics are not only to show how destructive the world around us is. Open mics are the places where we show to the world how sensitive we are to situations, right? So I am going to recite something very simple which I wrote about rainbow. To me, rainbows are symbols. They aren't a natural phenomena, they are symbols. So it goes like this. Soaked was I and sulking in the rains, as life was turning out to be all pain. The drizzle above wasn't calming enough, as the paths I tread were hazy and rough. Lost in the maze of life was I struggling, clueless as to where my destiny was heading. The grey overcast and the downpour looked grim, disappointed had I lost all my faith in him. But lo, suddenly all my moments froze. Away on the horizon, a rainbow arose. Happy, and not only was I full of glee, reinstated was my faith in eternity. Saw him, I smiling down at me with a smirk, making me realize in giving up, I proved to be a jerk. Said he, look, never had I left you alone. How could I forget you and be gone? These honey drops which are falling anigh were waiting for its lover sun to rise high. Now that they both are together and near, a rainbow you see and music you hear. So be spirited, sulk not, thrive well, because this world only you can make a heaven or hell. So people, let's thrive. Pandemic or no pandemic, depression or no depression, all those people, young people living out there, don't give up. Rainbows are the symbols, signals from God. I'm watching you, I'm with you, and you are never alone. So that brings me to the closure of this wonderful session. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You can nod your head, you can smile your beautiful smiles so that I know that you have enjoyed it. This is just the beginning, and we will have many more to go, right? So all the audiences out there, thank you so much for your attendance in this particular evening. I am really grateful on behalf of UBI for you to have connected with us, and I would want more of you to connect on these student special open mics. And do connect with us so that we can reach out to you and help you in whatever way we can. Shabbat khair, khush aamdeed, ध्यान रखिए,